Okay, we'll go ahead and call the March council meeting to order. Roll call.
Peterson?
Here.
Krusek?
Here.
Szymanski?
Here.
Whack?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Wenzel?
Here.
I'm here. Coon?
Here.
Next on the agenda is approval of the previous minutes. We have two meetings, February 11th and February 19th.
So move. Second.
Motion is second on the floor to approve the council minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is treasurer's report.
So move to accept. I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is citizens forum. This is your turn.
Okay, in regards to the water
Okay?
and running the water, and you take the average of 4 months previous, or 4 billing sessions prior to this, correct?
Yep. That's what
And
we have.
average it out? Okay. In that time period, well, the building came out at 187.70 for the average. And when I look at the previous billings, it should have come out at 172. So where's the $15 difference? Why is that? And also in that time period, the last time period, which was from 11/20 to February 19th, we were gone for 54 days, leaving about 38 days to be considered in that average. But yet the water meter reading, now is that done each billing period that water meter is read?
Yes.
I guess I don't know, you know, it shows 6 as the usage,
That would be 6,000.
which would actually only cover for, you know, I was only there, we were there for 38 days, and the water was shut off at the meter inside the basement.
But then you trickled water too.
No, we started trickling water on, let's see, at 8:30 p.m. on February 11th.
And he would have read
What?
after that.
Pardon me?
What's that? He would have read on the 17th.
Meter was read on the 19th.
Yeah. So you would have been trickling part of that time.
Right. Which was supposed to not be on the bill, correct?
Well, it was averaged out. You can explain that, Bobby, if you want. But it was averaged out through the last 4 months. So in other words, the computer program is not gonna know that you were on vacation.
No, but the meter reading should.
The meter reading did, yes. But you would have used the meter, that much water would have gone through the meter box.
But even
Okay.
if, the average still isn't 187, it's 172. I have all the bills for a whole year here, right here. And we both figured it out 2 times each. And the average of those 4 bills is 172.09. But on this bill that we have, it says it's 187.70.
Did you take in consideration the rate increase?
We averaged out the last 4
Right,
bills.
there would have been a rate increase during that period of time. So you would have had to gone by the usage.
Well, but that should have been reflected on the actual bill that we got. Of those 4 bills, that rate increase should have been on there. Of those, over the last year, each bill that we got, when the rate increased, it should have been
One
on
of
the
them
bill.
probably would.
The very first
The
bill
very
of
first
last
one
year
would
would
not have
not
been.
have been in the increase.
No, it would not have been.
So the increase went into effect March of last year.
Correct. So one of them would not have been, so that would have been the difference in your,
Right, because it went from 125.70 to 199.70.
yeah, your,
That was a period of the
the rate
increase.
increase.
Oh, mine
Correct.
went up too, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so when you say you average them out, what does that mean? I thought it meant you take
We
4.
didn't,
totals?
We didn't average the dollar amount out, we averaged the usage out,
The gallons.
the gallons used.
So you have to use the gallons used times the new rate. We can't average the old rate with the new rate.
I got that.
I want to say FCC, and it's wrong. PSC won't allow us, won't allow us to do that. We can only average by gallons.
Okay, I understand that.
Because mine didn't change. Because I called Bill right away. I said, Bill, I said, I don't have a reflection. He said, Brad, it's your usage, not your, and then it clicked.
Okay, well, I didn't understand that until now.
I didn't change much.
No,
And like I told you on the phone, I would have to sit down with you and go over the bills where I think he came in and sat down with the office people.
Yeah, talk to Derek. And actually, she said she couldn't do anything when they had come here. See, you know.
Great. Here are, probably the proper place would be to come to the committee, and then the committee normally makes a recommendation to the council, but it's still good that you came here.
Okay, question answered.
My question on it is, I took the previous year's time frame, and at that point, the usage was 7.
Okay.
Okay. Now, for this time frame, the same time a year later, my usage is 12. And I have to contribute that primarily to letting the water run. So we are being billed for that water run.
No, you were average throughout the last year.
Well, see, that's what's wrong here, though. If you take the time frame of the last billing for November to February for the year previous, I only used 7. So why am I being billed for 12? Well, naturally, you're gonna use more water in the summer. You got lawn water and you got more things going on. And I don't think it's fair that we are being billed 30% more for the same time frame. I mean, if you check all of our bills for anybody, you can see that the time frame is about the same year after year. You take each quarter and look at it. You're probably gonna use the same water about year after year. But for this happening now, a year before this, for that time frame, my usage was 7. Now this year, my usage is 12. And that's all because of the dripping water.
Yes.
And yet I'm charged for
because,
sewer on top of it.
The computer program figures it out on the previous total year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's not fair. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get across here. It's not fair. I'm being billed 5 extra units, whatever you call them, 5 usage periods, when it wasn't my doing to do that. I didn't want to do that, but I was told to do it, and I'd be credited for it.
Go ahead,
Actually,
Bobby.
your consumption was 22, so you were averaged
No,
out to
my
12.
consumption, it says on here, was 12 this last period.
And that was after the average. Before we averaged it, your consumption was 22.
So it did come down. In other words,
We
by
didn't,
drifting, if you look at your bill,
Yeah, I've got them both right here.
it's gonna show you 2 figures.
So the meter would have showed that the actual consumption is 22,000,
Where do you see
but
that?
based on the average that you
See, this is last year's bill, this is this year's.
Okay, subtract this from this.
279.
Here is your previous reading, here's your present reading. You actually used 22,000, you were billed for 12,000.
Well, I don't understand how it can be that much from a year difference. That's what I don't understand, no matter what this is. I know we didn't use that much more water in the same time frame.
Right, but this much went through your meter, so then it was average. So you weren't billed for 22, is what I'm saying. Your present meter reading was 1374. Your one before that was 1352, so you had 22,000 go through your meter. So then the computer figured it out, and you were only billed 12 instead of 22.
But there's no way we even used 12, that's what I don't understand.
You didn't use 12.
Well, that's what it's saying I did.
No, you're being billed for 12,000?
Right, but I'm saying.
But you actually used 22,000.
Is this all your bill cost?
Yes.
And what it'll do for it, by our computer programming, I should say, and what it'll do for us. Hopefully now, we're going to the monthly bills, this is gonna become a, and that's still something we have to get with PS.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's still stuff we have to get in with them on, because we're going to,
Damn it.
I don't like the idea of going back a whole year either to average a bill out for something like this when we have these problems.
That's exactly
But-
what I just run my water.
That's the way our program is set up. Now, being it's monthly, we're gonna check with them and see if our options change, where we can just go back. You know, like if it's a, like you said, a summer month versus a winter month.
You're using more.
You know, a December, November versus June and
So,
July.
so the
Yeah.
PSC dictates how we measure, build this water for that?
No, they did not. No, this was,
Our software program just.
right.
Well,
Involved
we gotta,
staff,
we,
you know,
everything's gotta be
what they're
okayed by
running.
those people as to how we do this. It's just not something we can take on. I mean, even giving to the point of refunds has to be okayed by Wisconsin Public Service.
If I could make a suggestion too, I'll be going to the water conference, the 28th, I believe it is, 25 through 28 of this month. And there's gonna be sessions on this, on how people got billed. There's gonna be sessions on how to prevent freeze-ups. Basically, it's gonna be 3 days of brainstorming, so I'll have a lot of ideas.
Well, yeah, there was cities that they're running their hydrants into the street, you know,
Yes.
into the sewers. They did, instead of having their people run it,
Right.
they were running opening hydrants up and just blasting hydrants out.
But I
Keep the mains open, but not.
I think the big thing is, we were able to keep it at a minimum. We still had 57 houses freeze up. A lot of
It's been a difficult year, there's no doubt about that.
yes, a lot of municipalities had more than that. There's towers that have been destroyed in this country. And, I mean, I think our guys did a heck of a job keeping it going. And I think you're very fortunate because out of the 57 homes, there's 4 of them that had to dig up their piping. Because when it froze, they had the galvanized pipe, and when the galvanized pipe freezes, a lot of times, it's done for.
Well, your water flow wasn't as much in the old galvanized pipe.
Right, so it breaks.
Bill, some of your people work pretty late in the night too.
Yeah.
Because I know on First Street there by Mike's, you were there at 11 o'clock at night yet. So,
Yeah, we didn't really take any days off for probably,
And we do
60
thank
days.
everybody for their understanding, because it's, you know, besides getting the bills jacked up the way they were, and then to run into a winter like this, it's like putting salt in the wound. You know, it's been rough on everybody, and I just hope everybody remembers that we're sitting around the table, we pay the same bill,
right.
and we, you know, don't like.
Bob, just for example too, I was on vacation too, and my bill went up, so I was, you're not alone, so.
That's because we had everyone go to your house and.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking charge here.
Oh, you were at that party too, huh?
Just my kids will keep it going.
There's a lot of things that happen that you don't know.
Once you understand how it is, then, yeah, I get it. you know.
Right.
No,
You can understand
no, we-
I should've-
why you're here.
I just didn't have time. I've been running to sit down with you.
We wish more people would come
That's
to
why I
the
had you
meetings,
come
we
down
really
here.
do, I mean,
That's
that's,
fine.
there's months and
But at
months
least
that
we
we go
prevented your
without
house
seeing
from freezing.
anybody, and then
And that's
usually
I know
when
your
we
house
do see
was-
somebody is when something's wrong. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Well, thank you
froze.
for explaining.
no, that's
Now we got it.
perfectly
That's what we're here
okay.
for, yeah.
Yeah,
Rich, did you have something else?
No, that's it, primarily. That's it.
Okay. Herman?
I'm supposed to ask how come we can't get any heat in the community center, the area where we play cards. We sat there with our jackets on for the last month.
Can I will answer that. You can point it right over here. It's actually only been 2 weeks that your furnace has been out, 2 or 3 weeks.
More than
I've
that.
had the furnace man there 3 different times. They had it completely tore apart. And if you look in the closet, I have a space heater in there. So you have heat tonight.
We had none today.
You have it tonight.
I don't know about that, but we had none today. We had none for the last 3 weeks, 4
Well,
weeks.
sir, I just came from there, and I was there like, you can ask these guys, I went over to check it. The furnace was completely apart for the 3rd time in
That
pieces.
may well be.
So you have heat, you have a space heater in the closet to back you up, And you're welcome to go to any place else in that building anytime you want to.
Yeah, they had a lot of heat over in
Right.
the lunch area.
So
We
you
walked
can-
in there was a lot of heat.
So you can
Why did
just,
you guys move to lunch? I would've moved to lunch.
yeah, you can move.
Yeah, we didn't know until after we got done playing.
That's usually.
Well, there's a thermostat as you walk in. Walk over to the thermostat and see what the temp is.
And we know what it was because we played with it and nothing happens. We never got a bit of heat out of that.
Well, the furnace guy's been there 3 times. It's been tore apart.
If the
3 times.
thermostat's froze, you know you're not gonna get
And
it.
and if it continues onward, we'll have to buy another furnace.
Alrighty. Is that a separate furnace?
It's a separate furnace
Okay.
for that and the hallway.
Okay.
There's 7 furnaces in the building. 3 run one side of the main hall, 3 run the other side of the main hall. 1 furnace runs the big conference room and the bathrooms. The other one runs the hall and the small conference room. And we have fought that furnace since day 1.
Yeah, yeah.
But as of right now, it's fixed. But if you get in there and it's cold, you've got a nice space heater in the closet in that room,
Okay.
right where your card tables are.
Bill, who you calling for furnace repair?
I'd rather not say on TV, because I've called, I don't think it would be fair to the people like, because I've called somebody different this last time.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Thank you.
Anybody, anything else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then we get into committee reports. First
Yeah, you can
is
go.
oh, yeah.
Ways and Means. Chairman Wyatt.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Move to accept the minutes as read.
Second.
There's a motion, a second on the floor to approve the minutes for the Ways and Means Committee as read. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Honorable Mayor and members of the Common Council, the Ways and Means Committee meeting was held on Tuesday, March 11, 2014 at 6:15 p.m. in the council chambers. Members present were August Boyack, Robert Schultz, Emmett Peterson, Garrett Kuhn. Also in attendance were Mayor Al Marco, Terry Shemansky, Larry Kutzak, Bill Keeley, DPW Director, Robert Wenzel, and Brad Hamilton. Number 1, we audited all the bills. Number 2, recommend applications for license to serve malt beverages and intoxicating liquor to Amber Hood, Christine Twarticus, Nicole Eichman, and Jennifer Kellenhofer for Terry's DP. 3, recommend donation of $300 to the Heart of Wisconsin towards prizes for the Easter egg hunt in Nekoosa. Recommend for adoption 2 and 3.
There's a motion, a second on the floor to approve items 2 and 3 of the Ways and Means meeting. Roll call vote.
Peterson. Yes. Krumzak.
Yes.
Wyack.
Yes.
Szymanski.
Yes.
Wenzel.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Kuhn.
Yes.
Next is Public Works. Chairman Krumzak.
Public Works has 1 meeting to report on. I move to have the minutes accepted as read.
Second.
Motion, a second on the floor to approve the minutes as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, Public Works meeting was held on Tuesday, March 4th, 2014 at 8:30 p.m., 8:30 a.m. in the Nekoosa Council chambers. Members present were Larry Kurzak, Robert Schultz, Garrett Kuhn, and August Boyack. Also in attendance were Mayor Al Marco, Bill Caverly from the DPW, Brian Rashevsky, Terry Shemansky, and Lee Emmer from MSA. Item 1, recommend moving Brian Rashevsky from probationary status to permanent status. Item 2, discuss wastewater treatment plant issues and updates. Item 3, discuss the sewer lateral lines. Item 4, discussed our fallout building at the wastewater treatment plant. Item 5, discuss water issues and updates. Item 6, discuss falling service lines. Item 7, discuss well restoration. Recommend Lane do well number 5 restoration for $15,900. Number 8 was a MSA's regular update. And number 9, recommend sending Derek Freeman to groundwater and distribution water schools in Chippewa Falls on April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and April 8th, 9th, and 10th. Hotel dates are 3/31, 4/1, and 4/2, and then 4/7, 4/8, and 4/9. If there's no questions, I move to adopt items 1, 7, and 9.
Second.
The motion is second on the floor to approve items 1, 7, and 9 of the Public Works meeting. Roll call vote.
Krupsack,
Yes.
Whack,
Yes.
Szymanski,
Yes.
Wenzel,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
I vote yes. Kuhn,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Next is Public Safety, Chairman Szymanski.
Public safety had one meeting, move minutes be accepted as written. That I do.
Motion is second on the floor to approve the minutes as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, the Public Safety Committee meeting was held on Tuesday, March 4th, 2014 at 5:30 PM in Nekoosa Council Chambers. Member present, Terry Szymanski, Brad Hamilton, Emmett Peterson, Robert Wenzel. Also in attendance, Mayor Al Marco, Mike Hartshee, Dave Reinschmidt, Don Harnish, and Sean Woods. Number 1, update on Safety Center remodel. Working on blueprints with a timeline of project completion in July of 2014. Number 2, recommend sending 6 paramedic to paramedic conference April 9th, 2014, as per ordinance and contract. Number 3, recommend updating section 9.02 in with weapons and bow hunting. An update to attach with a prohibition of hunting on city property. This is to be reviewed by the city attorney. Number 4, recommend Lexipol update the police department policy manual and utilize them for annual review and update for $2,970 per year. Number 5, recommend sending 1 officer to juvenile law conference April 14th through the 16th, 2014 to Madison with lodging and expenses. Any questions? I recommend 2, 3, 4, and 5 for adoption.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve items 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the Public Safety Committee. Roll call vote.
Whack,
Yes.
Szymanski,
Yes.
Wenzel,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
I vote yes. Kuhn,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Krupsack,
Yes.
Next is Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs, Chairman Wendell.
The Honorable Mayor, members of the Nekoosa Common Council, Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs had 2 meetings this month. Make a motion to accept both minutes as printed.
second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes from both your Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs Committee meeting was held on Tuesday, March 4th, 2014 at 6:30 PM in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Robert Wenzel, Chairman, Brad Hamilton, Secretary, Emmett Peterson, Terry Szymanski. Also attendants were Mayor Al Marco, DPW Director Bill Caverly, Bill Culture, Beth Thomas, Terry Whittemore, and Nekoosa High School students. Number 1, did an update on the recreation grant, so there's no new information at this time. Number 2, recommend running auction on remaining lots of the Lynn Creek Estates to occur on May 10th, 2014. Number 3, we discussed business park covenants. And number 4, usage update on the skating rink so far as of March 4th. We had 353 different people, use the skating rink. Make a motion to recommend approval of number 2.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve item 2 of the March 4th Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs Committee. Roll call.
Szymanski,
Yes.
Wenzel,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
I vote yes. Kuhn,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Krupsack,
Yes.
Whack.
Yes.
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs Committee meeting was held on Tuesday, March 11th, 2014 at 5:30 PM in the council chambers at City Hall. Members present were Robert Wenzel, Chairman, Brad Hamilton, Secretary, Emmett Peterson, and Terry Szymanski. Also in attendance were Mayor Al Marco, DPW Director Bill Caverly, Tammy Nitrath, Robert Schultz, Larry Krupsack, August Wyatt, and Garrett Kuhn. Number 1, recommend application to Tammy Nitrath for $25,000 business improvement grant for Make Mine Faucet LLC at 328 Market Street. And number 2, discuss city boat ramp. Recommend approval of number 1.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve item 1 of the Property Recreation and Human Affairs Committee meeting from March 11th. Roll call vote.
Wenzel.
Aye. Yes.
Joel.
I
I vote aye and yes.
Yes.
Not used to being first.
Peterson.
Yes.
Krupzak.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Szymanski.
Yes.
That's not fair, you guys. I got to do all.
That's it for committee reports. Nothing under old business, going into new business. I received a letter of retirement from Sheila, the treasurer / municipal court clerk. Everybody has a copy of it. States her last day will be June 13th. So I'd like a recommendation to accept her retirement effective that date.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to accept Sheila's retirement effective June 13th, 2014. Roll call vote.
What was the date again, Mr. Mayor?
June 13th, 2014.
6/13/14. And Schultz.
Yes.
I vote yes. Kuhn.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Krupzak.
Yes.
Wyack.
Yes.
Szymanski.
Yes.
And Wenzel.
Yes.
What happens if we vote no?
I thought you were gonna forget.
What happens if we vote no?
Should make her stay.
And next on the agenda is to appoint her replacement. Per the ordinance, it is appointed by the mayor, approval of the council, recommending Bobby Hertzberg be appointed as the new city treasurer / municipal court clerk. So if there's a recommendation,
So move.
Second.
any discussion?
She need the Kleenex yet? No.
There in case you need it. So, roll call vote then to accept Bobby as the new appointment for city treasurer, pending an approval of the wage and benefit agreement. So you'll have to do a wage meeting, Brad?
You got a pair?
No.
She's not gonna approve first. Let me see.
Okay. Who does have number 1?
Everybody get your coins out.
Hamilton, I vote yes. Kuhn.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
This is gonna be one of the longest ones I have, you know that, don't you? Krupzak.
Yes.
Wyack.
Yes.
Szymanski.
Yeah.
Wenzel.
Here, I mean, yes.
Or here,
Yes.
And Schultz.
Aye.
Left or right eye?
I poke him in the eye.
You poke me in the eye, carried.
I would say that's unanimous.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah.
I
Congratulations.
think we gave her kind of,
Congratulations, Walt.
I think well deserved.
Thank you.
Okay, next is the outfall building that was discussed at Larry's. There's been some changes in the development of it, so Larry, Bill, whoever.
Well, when we had our last public works meeting, we've got to do the project. It's like $20,000 or so. I made the recommendation, or felt that we should wait towards the end of the year to do it, towards the end of the year, just to let our budget kind of settle down with the bad year that we've had. But by not doing it and getting it done, it's gonna end up costing us more money in the long run. If we,
What is the outfall building?
Yeah, I was
Is
gonna
it that thing on the other side of the driveway there?
little white
That little
building.
shack thing? Okay.
Little white building.
Yeah, the
It's
one
got
that
a-
really doesn't look like it's
Right.
gonna last very long.
Right. But basically what it is I've got the paperwork here for it, and if we, depending on the cost of it, we've got pretty much of a cost in mind right now of around $20,000. If we end up having to go any higher than that by this fall, with price increases and stuff, you get around that 25,000 mark, and now you're talking about having to put it up for bids.
What is it?
And
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the money that we can save just in the chemical part of it, because right now they do weekly deliveries.
It's more than that, isn't it? I don't know.
Why don't you explain?
You got
what it-
the,
Yeah.
Jim was the professional there, but there's two, I believe, 165 gallon tanks. And then back when I still worked there, we had ordered some new tanks. And we've got 3 500 gallon ones, but I think we'll only put 2 in there. And then probably put that other one over in that other chemical thing that we talked about in it. So we'll put 2 500 gallons, and then when the guy comes, he doesn't have to come as often to fill.
I don't
So
think,
you'll save on transportation.
why don't you explain it to these guys, they don't know what you're talking about.
I know which building
Yeah.
it is, I was
Well,
just, what I was.
From May 1st until,
What you're saying.
so November 1st, October 1st, you have to add chemical to the product before it goes into the river. And the tanks are small in the building because the building's small. All you have is a small walk door now. And we got written up from our last inspection. We didn't have a fan in there. We had 2 write-ups. We didn't have a fan. A verbal was he didn't like the trap door. And we had corrosion in the building. It's pretty rough. It's ready to fall down. If we build a new building, we can build it taller. And we can put a 5 by 8 foot door in and still a walk door in there. And we can get these bigger tanks in there. They're 500 gallons. So you put 2 500 gallon tanks in instead of 2 165 gallon tanks in.
Oh, yeah.
Then your delivery man does not have to come as often with a chemical. So you don't get the.
Why not put 1,000 gallon tank or something?
No,
Is it just the way you
no,
gotta
it's,
do it? or
right,
just-
right. Yeah.
And with the discharge water goes through that building and it's treated with chemical and then it discharges into the.
Yes, it is.
Well, with the upcoming phosphorus regulations and stuff like that, will this help us with that? Or
No,
do we have to
no,
do-
no, it won't help us any. It's just, where it'll help us is right now, if you were to take the existing building and fix it,
Yeah.
it's gonna cost you about $7,000 to fix the existing building. And then you still have your little bitty tanks in there. And,
No, I know that, I've been in that building, it's rough.
it's rated, yeah. It's unsafe. And it's something that Emmett and I talked about when he was still here. And it should have probably been rebuilt when the wastewater treatment plant was upgraded in 2010.
So what are you looking for, Mr. Chairman, to replace the outfall building for approximately $20,000?
Yes, we're looking for, to get that done, you know, and that would be April,
April 15th, be complete by April 15th.
complete by April 15th.
Oh.
Because we have to have.
It has to be in
Well, yeah, it's
place.
gotta be in for the
We
summer.
have to be in place by May 1.
Right.
There's also a series of things you have to do. We have DNR approval right now. Things have to be done by an architect. We have to do the zoning, so I had to do all the floodplain stuff and get approval from the DNR, which we have.
So I'll make the motion that we replace the outfall building for approximately $20,000.
Second.
There's a motion, a second on the floor to approve the replacement of the outfall building at the wastewater plant for approximately $20,000. Roll call vote.
Kuhn.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Krupsack.
Yes.
Wojak.
Yes?
Szymanski.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Wenzel.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Another gas, yes.
That one went faster than yours, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else under new business?
Yes, or when, you sent me down to the Synergy, meetings down in Madison.
Oh, yep.
We discussed, one of the things was the, Highway 54 bypass, which is, all they're looking for is, right now is to get the $800,000 funding for the study that they has to be done, to make sure there's no, what you'd have to do, they might have to adjust it because there's a, burial grounds or something, whatever, they gotta look at the airport and everything else, which, there's a lot of stuff in there, but they need $822,000 about for that study, and we're trying to get that through the legislature just to get the study done, not necessarily do the 54 itself. So if we can get that going, we talked to several legislators throughout the day. We had different teams that went through the buildings, in fact, throughout 2 days. So that went really well. A lot of them were very, very receptive to us. At both times it got tanked by the governor they wanted to send it to a different committee. Well, this committee that they wanted to send it to doesn't meet once every 3-4 years, so it doesn't make any sense for us. So what we did is we asked for that committee to meet, somebody to get the committee done. So now they've met twice in the last 3 years. So hopefully we can get something going on that. The second thing was the phosphorus thing. I don't know if you guys read the paper, that's been backed off for 5 years. And now it's gonna go through the county. So where the county is going to, basically the county's going to take it over and do it as a county thing instead of each individual city. You know, like Nekoosa's gotta stick $2.5 million in to do that, and I'm just using a number.
Yeah.
Court's gotta use $2 million, Rapids has gotta use 10, yeah, well, yeah. It's craziness doing that, because we are less than 20% of the phosphorus emissions that are going into the river, and it won't make a bit of difference to Petenwell or anything. If we do it on a county level, or even a central Wisconsin level, it'll make a lot more sense. So we discussed that with them, and we thanked them for doing that, to push it off, not push it off, I don't want to say it like that, but put it back for 5 years so we can get our ducks in a row with the county and working with the county, and make a difference, actually make a difference, you know. Using berms, using that plastic runoff sheets, what do they call it? Is that what it's called? Runoff sheets, I guess?
Erosion control.
Erosion control, yeah, the erosion control, that's a big thing. And using more of that, doing different things. There's a lot of different stuff into that phosphorus that's going in. And then there was a third item that they discussed, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. Of course, I left my paperwork in at home. But it was a very excellent meeting. I thank you. I wish a couple more could have come, we could have done, but you know, it's.
Why do they have it in Madison rather than in Wausau?
Because that's where the legislators are. We want to meet with the legislators. And that's what I asked too. I said, well, Central Wisconsin, why don't we meet up in Central Wisconsin? But then you look at it, you know, they're in session. They're actually in session down there when we were going. So we didn't, I think we met with one legislator, and I apologize to her because I can't think of her name. She was she's done as of January. She's retiring out of the Senate. From up north, and I can't remember her name, but they're all very, very nice people to work with.
You sure?
Cruz, yeah, well, they're all very nice people to work with. Yeah, I don't know this thing you're talking about. No, we met with their reps, you know, their office people, and they did, you know, they wrote tons of notes. They, you know, and we gave them cards. We all exchanged cards. We got cards from them for different areas that, you know, we can sit, you know, they said, don't be afraid to get a hold of us on anything. And so it was very good. It was a very good meeting. It was a lot better than what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, they do that like from the central Wisconsin.
Well, Bill was up
in like the Green Bay area, the valleys. The
valleys have their own, lacrosse has their own, they have lacrosse days, they have Green Bay days, or Packer days, or something they call it.
And
Yeah.
make the legislature aware of issues that are pertinent.
Issues in their area. So and it's called Synergy for us. There's, I think, 9 different areas out.
Yeah.
I've got, again, I apologize, should have brought my paperwork with me. One time I don't bring my briefcase.
Bill was talking to MSA about this phosphorus. Remember you were talking about putting water in?
Yeah, there's a lot of different, there's a lot of stuff you can do that doesn't necessarily cost money, you know, except the amounts of money. There's different ways you can do stuff. You know, it's just, the way that the original thing came out was, Nekoosa, you gotta spend $2.5 million to get rid of the phosphorus, which doesn't make any sense. So what do? We take the phosphorus out, send it out to it doesn't get landfilled, it goes on a farmer's field. That's what happens with it. Well, that don't make no sense. You know, you're done, you know, why are we doing something to to do stuff? So if we all work together on it, if everybody works together on it, it's a lot better than just piecemealing it, you know, with, you know, the municipalities and, you know, everybody's gonna be involved this way.
Thank you.
That's what's gonna need to stop it.
Great. Yeah, definitely. It's, you know, it's like I said, you know, you sit there and you think, you know, what can we do? You know, Petenwell is like you can walk across pea soup on Petenwell in the summertime. Mom and I and Dad and I used to camp down there constantly. You know, and towards the summer, you know, it got green. You know, it was either on one side of the lake or on the other side of the lake, one or two. And I remember it like it was yesterday, you know, how it smelled so wonderful and everything else. But if you can do something, do it as a group, it'd be a lot better than trying to do it piecemeal, is basically what the thing is. Anything else? Otherwise, can I talk on the airport? things on the airport?
Yeah, that's fine.
You guys, the snow removal is going really good, really good. I got good English. It's going really well. They're coordinating with the full-time guy we got that plows. He does the main plowing. The administrator up there does the side stuff, you know, the ramps and stuff like that. The equipment is working really well. We got it for, basically, we got the equipment for what, a good-sized John Deere that you'd buy to blow out your thing. We got all this big equipment. If anybody ever wants to see it, don't be afraid to call, go up there, HCA Aviation, give him a call. Almost said his number, 421, can't remember, Learn to Fly, I think it is. Yeah, and he can, demonstrate it for you. I've already volunteered, he's got volunteers to do snow blowing in the winter, help him with the snow in the winter time. I can't because obviously with my things, but in the summertime I can do lawn mowing, because lawn mowing you can do anytime. So he's gonna hopefully teach a couple, 3, 4 of us to use a big mower. That's what we're looking at buying now. And do our own lawn mowing, and cut that, we're hoping from $6,000 a year down to less than 3, because you still gotta pay for fuel and, depreciation and all the other fun stuff, but we're trying to, so that's gonna help us out a lot. They're looking at, one of the things on the agenda, in fact, you got both sets of minutes from February and March in the thing, is that we're looking at runways, the new 0220, or it might be renamed 0330. Every year, and why this happens, they have to, it's on a median, there's median stuff more than I do. But the earth, the way the earth goes, every 10 years they gotta rename it because it costs just that much. And it's just a little bit, but it's just enough, so it might be 0330 now. But we're looking at making that 500 feet longer to accept jets. And there's big reasons down in Saratoga, which everybody knows about, going what's going on down there. Everything in central Wisconsin's getting built up big time, and if we can help them out, they can help us out. It's still in the talking stages. Well, that's a couple $1 million project. Hopefully federally, mostly federally funded, federal and state. And that's about it, so.
Thank you. And we'll go into monthly reports. First is the police chief's monthly report.
Move to accept.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the police chief's monthly report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We also, everyone should have received a copy of the police department annual report. I think, motion and a second to approve that.
Second.
Motion and a second on the floor to approve the police chief's annual report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is public works monthly report.
Move to accept.
Motion and a second for the public works. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the ambulance department's monthly report.
Second.
Motion and second for the ambulance department's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the fire department's monthly report.
Second.
Motion and second for the fire department. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the building inspector's monthly report.
Second.
Motion and second for the building inspector's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the 2 airport commission minutes.
So move.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the minutes from the airport commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is approval of the bills.
We didn't have a community center report?
But we
No,
don't.
Dan will be back Monday.
That's fine.
Yep.
Want to make sure that motion to pay the bills. Do you want me to read off anything, or is everybody all right with it? I know they've seen them. Second.
Dan's back Monday.
Yep.
A motion and second to approve the bills. Roll call vote.
Who seconded it?
Pick one.
Peterson. Yes. This is on the bills. Rusak.
Yes.
Boyak.
Yes.
Shansky. Yes. Wenzel.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
I vote yes. Yes.
Did it?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.